for sure Manchester United want to sign a player in that position. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Fabrizio Romano here, as always, to keep you posted on the transfer market. Today, many things to discuss, guys, from Alejandro Garnacho to Christopher Nkunku, Endrick, the future for Manchester United, Arsenal, also Patrick Dorgu. Let's jump into it together. Here we go! Protecting your online life has never been easier. Proton VPN delivers world-class privacy with military-grade encryption, no trackers, and net shield for AD-free browsing. Whether you are streaming, working, or simply browsing, Proton VPN's 9,500 servers across 115 countries keep your connection secure and seamless. Take the first step towards a safer internet today. Scan the QR code or click the link below. Proton VPN, fast, private, and always ready. And so guys, many movements on the market, many things to mention. Let me start with one of the last stories we had around. First of all, official Kyle Walker leaves Manchester City and joins AC Milan, so the deal is completed. And for Manchester City, visits are coming because Man City and Arsenal are fighting to get the signature of one of the best talents around Europe, Sverre Nippen, this Norwegian talent, one of the best talents around Europe, who is now in England. He will be in Manchester to visit Manchester City. They are prepared to present their project and also to include a potential move to Girona before joining Manchester City, but Arsenal are also there. Arsenal like the player, and so this could be an interesting fight to follow for Sverre, who is a big talent for the future. But also important to say, guys, that in Manchester there is movement on the other side, especially for the Patrick Dorgu story. Manchester United gave the green light today to Antony to fly and complete his move this weekend to Real Betis. It was already here we go at the beginning of the week, then took some time for Manchester United and Betis to check all the documents, especially for the taxes, the salary coverage, all these sort of things. Now everything is okay, so Antony is arriving in Spain while I'm recording this video to sign his contract at Betis and complete his loan move, no buy option, so back to Manchester United at the end of the season. Meanwhile, Manchester United have spent the day working with Lecce to get the deal done for Patrick Dorgu. This talented left-wing back can play also on the right, physical player, big potential, but at the moment still no agreement between Manchester United and Lecce. Lecce are insisting on 40 million euros or nothing. Why Lecce do this? Because they believe that in the summer Napoli will be there and more clubs will be there to sign the player, so they feel they can get this money in few months and keep the player till the end of the season to fight. They are in relegation zone in Serie A and they want, absolutely, obviously, to stay in Serie A. So let's fight to keep the player because they believe they will still get that money, 40 million euros, in the summer. Man United offered 27 million euros a few days ago, rejected, then 34 million euros add-ons included today, again, not enough to convince Lecce. Lecce remain on their position, they want 40 million euros or nothing for Dorgu. On player side there is no problem because Dorgu would be open and happy to go to Manchester United, but now depends on what happens with Lecce. We will follow this story for sure. Manchester United want to sign a player in that position, left wing back. I also want to tell you something on Manchester United, guys, and this on Ayden Heaven, this talented centre-back playing for Arsenal, born in 2006. We had many stories about Eintracht in the recent weeks, and Eintracht are one of the clubs who held contacts to understand the situation around this boy because he's out of contract at Arsenal. Remember what happened 1 year ago with Chido Martin? Obviously he was a striker, but still a big talent wanted by many clubs. He ended up at Manchester United. Eintracht are interested in the player, Heaven. Same also happened with Barcelona, who called to understand about the situation of the player. Arsenal presented a contract proposal, so Arsenal have offered a new deal to the player, but exclusive story, Manchester United want to hijack this new deal for the player and bring Ayden Heaven to Old Trafford. They believe at Manchester United that he's a top player for the future. They are building a lot for the future. Remember what they did with Sekou Kone, remember what they did with Chido Martin, and more players for present and future. So Man United want to do obviously investments for the first team, but also for the academy, for the future of the club, and for players who can already be part of the first team view in few years. They believe that this is absolutely crucial to rebuild the Manchester United future, the project. And so
Important contacts ongoing with Manchester United seen as leading the race for Ayden Heaven from Arsenal. Again, he has a proposal from Eintracht Frankfurt, he has a new contract proposal from Arsenal, but Man United are there, they have positioned themselves in a very good position. The player was in attendance at Old Trafford on Thursday, so really tempted by Manchester United. We will follow the story, but remember this exclusive update because Man United are working for the future of the club. Of course, we will follow the present, Dorgu and all the rest, but for sure this Heaven deal could be an interesting one to follow in the next months. About the present, guys, something to say on Man United and on Chelsea, because Man United are perfectly aware of the situation of Alejandro Garnacho. They expect Chelsea to submit an official bid any moment. We will see when it's gonna be, but direct contacts between Man United and Chelsea already took place. And remember what I told you in a video, it was a few weeks ago when all the Garnacho story started. I told you at the beginning of the transfer window, end of December, so not even officially the beginning of the window, but when you start to exchange some ideas, Man United and Chelsea considered to discuss a swap deal for Alejandro Garnacho and maybe another player, obviously, to go the other way. One of the names mentioned by intermediaries, so was not direct club to club, by intermediaries proposing this opportunity, was Christopher Nkunku, because Nkunku remains a possibility for Bayern. He would be open to joining Bayern, no issues on personal terms, we say that many times, but the only way would be Matistel. So if Matistel accepts to go to Chelsea, in that case, Nkunku remains an option for Bayern, but at the beginning of the market, and that's why you see the name out now, Nkunku was one of the names discussed between intermediaries as a possibility to do the Garnacho deal. Now the situation is different, so at the moment the full focus is on Garnacho. I'm not aware of any concrete progress on Nkunku at this stage, but what we can say is that for Garnacho, Chelsea are expected to bid. It's not going to be an easy one because Man United insists on 70 million euros valuation for Alejandro Garnacho, so that's the price. Napoli offered 50 million euros package, not enough to convince Manchester United. Napoli are now focused on Adeyemi, while they still keep an eye on the situation of Alejandro Garnacho in case something changes in the final days, but their full focus now is on Karim Adeyemi. Chelsea are working on Garnacho. They feel that the player could be open to making the move, so that's Chelsea feeling after some contacts, but now club to club we have to see what happens, because for sure financially it's not going to be an easy or fast deal in 24 hours. So let's see how the conversation will go. The relationship Chelsea and United is very good. They already did the Sancho deal, they share very good relationship, but again, financially has to make sense for Man United, for the player, for Chelsea, otherwise it's not going to be an easy one. But today you see this Nkunku story because it was at the end of December when they started to consider this opportunity via intermediaries. At the moment, still nothing advancing. We will see, we will follow the situation with Nkunku, who was discussed as an opportunity, again, also by Bayern. I wanted to close this video, guys, also mentioning something on Joao Felix, because today Enzo Maresca said he's a top player, but I play with one offensive midfielder, and that is Cole Palmer, so there is not much space. Keep an eye on Joao Felix for the final week, because there are some clubs still calling, still being informed of the situation of Joao Felix. For example, you remember in the summer how much Unai Emery wanted Joao Felix to Aston Villa, then he ended up joining Chelsea. Let's see if Villa could still be a destination for Joao Felix, but there are several clubs from all over Europe calling his agent Jorge Mendes, so we will follow the situation of Joao Felix. And then I wanted to say something also on Endrick, because tonight there was a story around, many Real Madrid fans were sending me about the possibility of Endrick going on loan in the final days of the window. Real Madrid are not expected to change anything in their squad for these final days of the transfer window. They want to stay with the same squad, then focus on the summer. Endrick is not being considered a player available for loan. We had stories about Valladolid, Roma, Villarreal, Southampton. Endrick wants to stay. Endrick wants to fight for his place. Endrick wants to develop at Real Madrid. Real Madrid want Endrick to stay. So they are on the same page, on the same direction. Keep going together. First season, new country, new club, different pressure. So everything is completely new for Endrick, but they are happy with his development. Did very well with Celta Vigo in a crucial game for Real Madrid in a difficult moment. So handling the pressure very well. And so Real Madrid are convinced to continue with Endrick. And so, guys, let me know your thoughts on all these stories, from Dorgu to Heaven, and also the situation of Endrick, Garnacho, Nkunku. What do you see in these stories? Guys, let me know your point of view here in the comments. Remember to like this video, turn on the notification bell, subscribe to the channel. See you soon. Ciao.